Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how the structure of the atom and how the different components and some of the basic characteristics of these different particles. So if you didn't have a look at the my previous video on introduction to atoms, we now know that atoms make up everything. So make up everything, every like structure we see, planets, etc., etc. So I want to have a look at the more details about the atom itself. So if we have a look at the nucleus, so the nucleus, so say for example, if we have, so this is going to be a helium atom as an example. So when I say helium atom, I'm saying there are different types of atoms, and one of them is helium. Oops. If I guess that'll do. So yeah, this is the nucleus. So if I do this, so the nucleus. So that's the nucleus of the atom. So we know the nucleus of the atom. It's not the full atom itself, but we are missing something which makes up the atom, and that's the electrons. Now, if we put like a dot there, and then a dot there, so these are the electrons, and we'll show like it orbiting. So yeah, so where that spray is just to show that the electrons orbit the nucleus here. So if I just do this, we know that these are the electrons. Yep, so that's the electrons. Now, the nucleus itself, it itself has a variety of particles inside. We call them protons and neutrons. Now, protons and neutrons are part of the nucleus. So, and usually they are expressed as a plus. So if I show like a plus there, and then another one a plus, and the plus sign particles here are the protons. Now protons have a plus sign to it here because they have a positive charge. And so if I just get a line and put proton, so that's a proton. So that's the proton, and also that's the proton as well, because that's a positive charge too. Now, electrons have negative, a negative charge. So if we have a look here, we see that the negative charge, the negative sign here means it has a negative charge. So they are electrons. They orbit the atom, and usually the number of for a completely neutral atom, you need the number of protons to equal the number of electrons. So the charge is 0, because for each proton there is 1 plus 1 charge. So we can tell here that there are 2 plus charges and we have 2 minus charges. So the overall charge of the atom is 0. So if we put here protons equal neutrons, we have no. Oops, sorry, apologies. No, that's incorrect. Protons equal electrons. In fact, if I number of protons equal number of electrons. Yeah. So no just means number. So yeah, that's for a neutral atom. If it does change though, if the number of electrons or number of protons changes, that's what we could call an ion. But I'll talk about that in another video. So there's one more particle that we're missing, and that's the neutron. So neutrons don't have a charge. They are chargeless almost, and don't really. It gives the atom different properties. Like for example, neutrons. You might have heard of isotopes, and usually in isotopes, an atom usually gives off neutrons because it's got too many, and therefore that's where, like for example, radiation comes from. But like I say, I'll talk about that at another video. So yeah, this is what we call a helium atom. So helium has the charge, or has the proton number of 2, and therefore is a helium atom. If the number of protons changes, then you're changing the atom. Like for example, with hydrogen, it only has one proton, and therefore has one positive charge, and therefore it changes. The element changes. But yeah, we can talk about this in a future video. It's a very complicated subject, but very interesting nonetheless. But anyways, thank you for listening, and hopefully this has explained more about how the atom is made up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.